And welcome to another edition of the True Patriot Outfitters podcast. Folks, it's me, Gene, your host. And we have an exciting episode for you this evening. The 2024 All-American Kayak Series schedule is being released tonight. We have Mr. Boothe in the green room as we speak, hanging out there. And we are going to get on with that. We're going to talk about the 2024 schedule, all the cool locations that the All-American Kayak Series is going to. We're going to talk about some rule updates and such and things and changes for this exciting season. This is hopefully going to be what we have all banked on. You know, that season to end all seasons for us. It's a bounce back year. And this is a season dedicated to the Midwest anglers, man, and that's exactly what we're here to do. So we've listened, adjustments have been made, and I think you're going to dig the schedule. Before we get going too far, tonight's episode brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation. Check them out at romanswarriorfoundation.org. And all the many divisions that we work in, all forms of healing to bring across the nation, the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance, the Stop 22, the Field Ops, and anything else we can get involved in, disaster relief team, the Hoosiers with Hearts, you name it, man. There's areas that we will go from coast to coast and do what needs to be done. Also being brought to you by New Canoe, Unlimit Yourself. The Unlimited is the new flagship. The Frontier 12 has been the flagship for many, many years. Stability, kayaks built for hunting and fishing. How about we come back there? That's what they're meant to do. The New Canoe line of kayaks is made right here in America, if that is important to you as it is to us here at the TPO. I highly suggest go demo them, take them, check them out. You're going to absolutely fall in love with them like we did as well. All right, so enough of that. Let's bring the man in here. Let's get this bad boy fired up. Boom. Mr. Boothe, how are you, sir?
I'm alive. Still alive.
Still alive and kicking?
Yep, still kicking.
So has the heat wave broke in that section of the country yet?
Yeah, it has. It's pretty nice out right now. It's no humidity, so it's really nice.
Very cool. Very cool. You know, we got spared out here, man. Normally Colorado gets a good string, a month or so of 100 plus, and we just didn't get that this year. We got spared, and we got so much water. I think we took all the water from you guys.
Yeah, we got hammered this year with the heat and the drought. I mean, I bet we probably went 6 weeks in a row where the temperature was over 100 degrees and no rain.
That
Yeah, $400 electric bills aren't good either. That sucks too.
no puts that air conditioner on double time, huh?
Oh yeah, yep, for
No,
sure.
we for the first time in I don't know how many years, maybe 20, there wasn't a section of the state of Colorado that was in drought any longer. We got basically all of the moisture out here.
Good deal.
So cool stuff, man. Everybody's seasons are winding down. We still got the championship to go for us for this season. And folks, right now, if you check in the comments on the All-American Kayak Series page, the True Patriot Outfitters page, and the True Patriot Outfitters YouTube channel, I just posted right now the Felsenthal preview episode. If you've not had a chance to check that out, go do it. We did a live broadcast, and we had one of the wildlife managers themselves come on here and talk to us about the whole area down there. And I highly, highly encourage you to go check out that episode if you're planning on coming down, or if you're not sure, check that out. And I bet you now you want to come join us at Felsenthal Refuge, man. It's
Yeah,
going to be an awesome time.
that was a lot of good information that he gave about that area. And since nobody's really ever been there before, I would definitely recommend watching that before you hit the road.
Heck yeah. Yeah, man. And it's he kind of put my mind at ease a little bit on the whole gator situation, you know, because I'm a big wuss. You know, I don't want to turn into gator food anytime soon. I don't have those high walls like those Hobies and those Old Towns, man. My new canoes, we're streamlined, dude. We're kicking out there, but yeah, that's just like perfect for a gator mouth chomp, I think. So awesome. All right. So yeah, man, let's we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover. Let's just go ahead and it looks like we're getting a ton of good viewers joining up here. This from all the platforms right now, so that's awesome stuff. So let's just go ahead and fire it up here, or is there another piece of information you want to cover before we get flying?
Just a few little details about some changes that we've made. You know, um, we've cut back the amount of tournaments you need for Angler of the Year for next year. So the schedule that we're about to drop, Angler of the Year is going to be determined by the best 4 out of 7 tournaments. We've got 7 on the schedule, or is there 6?
6.
Yeah, best 6, 4 out of 6. So best 4 out of 6 for AOI, and then the final standings after that 6th tournament. The top 25 anglers in AOI are going to get an invite, a free invite to the championship at the end of the year, which is, going to be roughly about a $200 value. We're going to be taking out about $20 from each entry fee during the season to build up that championship pot. So that'll give some incentive for those top 25 guys to get in there without having to pay an entry fee. And then it'll still be an open championship. Other anglers can sign up and pay their entry fees, but the top 25 are getting in for free. So
Dude,
that's going to be, I'm kind of
that's
excited about
huge.
that change. Yeah. That gives, something for everybody to fight for, even if you can't win Angler of the Year. Because, right now you're looking at Tyler Cole. He's got a huge lead, but
Right.
you don't need to go after first if you're out of it. You can just need that top 25 spot. You get that top 25, then you got your free invite to the championship where you can win thousands more without even having to pay an entry fee. So that's how that's going to work out. So best 4 out of 6 from the schedule is going to determine AOI.
Well, and one advantage piece, excuse me, to that type of format too is going to be the fact that it is an open entry championship. So many, anybody can actually come fish the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what that does is it turns the championship event into a just big money deal, man. It becomes a ton of fun to go and fish this thing. No, it's not points. The AOI will have already been, figured by then. But
Mm-hmm.
in the same regard though, it's going to be a free entry for the top 25 people getting into it, and everybody else coming into it has a shot at some serious money.
Yep, that's just another one of the steps that we took to try to just relax a little bit, make it a little more fun, make it a little easier for the anglers to get to. Only having 6 tournaments, well, 7 total. That's a big drawback from what we've done in the past. So, that should make it a little easier for guys on the budget as well too. Because gas is going up and everything's going up. So
Heck yeah.
you only got to hit 4 tournaments now to get into that championship.
That's awesome stuff. And if things go right and we get deals done the way that we're out here trying, there's going to be quite a bit more on the line for AOI than just bragging rights. We're trying
That's
to work
right.
out some deals to really make it something that's angler specific and going to be very very happy and engaged to want to pick off that AOI.
Yep, cash and prizes. So we'll try to increase it. It's always been about at least $1,000 for AOI, and we're going to try to improve on that next year.
Awesome stuff, man. From the very inception, before I ever started working with you guys, what I noticed when I was first out snooping, the All American Kayak Series has been built with the angler in mind. That is always the impression that I receive from all the feedback and the areas out there. And so I love the fact that 2024 is going to be just doubling down on that. We're putting the anglers right up front. That's what we're here to do this for, to try to make this awesome for them.
Yep, and we're not going to go anywhere crazy or ridiculous on the schedule too. We're going to keep it nice and simple. Hit some of the lakes that we've been at before, and try to hit them at the right times, like we've tried to do every year, and just put on a good season that way.
Heck yeah. And work with the locals as much as we can to get the local clubs to join us and get stuff going when we're in those locations.
Absolutely.
So that's a pretty good segue, man. Let's was there anything else you wanted to touch on, or did you want to go ahead and roll right into
No,
our first stop?
let's jump into it. First stop, April 6th and 7th, Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri.
Hell yeah.
That lake gets a lot of pressure in the spring and in the fall. A lot of big bass boat tournaments go there. There's the Big Bass Bash that gets there. We're going to get there before they do, so we'll be probably one of the first bigger tournaments there. I've checked the Big Bass Bashes after that. There's always a big tournament on Lake of the Ozarks, but that
Sure.
should be a really good time in the spring. There should be some big bass caught in that event.
Well, and we're getting there way before the wreck boaters ever show up, so it's not going to be, this death race trying to go between, between creek channels. You should be pretty safe trying to make that happen that time of year.
Yeah, and Lake of the Ozarks, just like all the lakes on our schedule are some of the top rated lakes in the Midwest, and so we're going to really focus on highlighting those events. And we've in the past we've started out in Texas in March. We decided just to kind of bypass that. There's a lot going on down there already, so we're just going to kick it off at the beginning of April on Lake of the Ozarks.
Exciting stuff, man. The Ozark Lakes always kick my tail, but I absolutely love them. I love the way they fish. I love the challenge. I love the people. That whole area of Lake of the Ozarks in there, the places in there are so angler friendly, and there is just hundreds and hundreds of options for food, for lodging, camping, you name it, man. There's so many things, and it's an awesome place, awesome venue.
Yeah, there's a lot of good places to stay around there. Cell service is pretty good on the lake. It's got just about everything we're looking for. All different types of ways that you can fish this lake. If you like to fish docks, this is for you for sure.
It is the dock lake of America, I think.
Probably so. There's probably more docks on there than you've ever seen if you haven't been there before. But you can
Yeah.
also get away from that stuff too. There's a lot of creeks and bluffs and rock and a lot of good stuff to fish.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's exciting, man. You heard it, folks. Get it there on your schedule. That's going to be the opening event, April 6th and 7th. That's Saturday and Sunday. For those of you who haven't been following along here, we are going back to Saturdays and Sundays. And the cool thing is Sunday at noon, we stop fishing. Awards should be somewhere in that 2 o'clock range is when we're going to have these things going off. So you're going to have time to show up to the awards, get something to eat, get some cash and prizes, and get back on the road and get home.
Yep. There'll be plenty of time for everybody to show up at the awards and still have time to get home on a Sunday. At least that's the plan.
Exactly. That's why we're doing it. So it's one of the major reasons. So that's exciting stuff, man. That's good stuff.
All right. So after that, we've got the Classic on Truman Lake. That's not part of the series. That's its own thing. Don't get that confused with the series. This is not part of the schedule. I just want to throw this in here because we are taking the top 15 from each club this year, and a lot of club seasons are starting to wrap up, and some of those rosters are starting to come in. So if your club's wrapped up, you can send your top 15 in AOI. Email it to allamericanKayakSeries@gmail.com, and we'll get you on the roster for what should be the biggest, best classic yet.
That's All American Kayak Series at Gmail.
That's correct.
And boom, it's in the comments there. Top 15 AOI from every club in the nation. Email that roster to All American Kayak Series. Sweet.
All right, back to the schedule. Back to the series. All right, we're starting out on Lake of the Ozarks. Then after that, we're going back to one of our tried and true favorites, fan favorite. May 18th and 19th, we're going to go back to Lake Okoboji.
That one I cannot wait for.
Man, there's been so many fish caught out of that. Every time we go there, it's just insane. It's an amazing fishery. We're hitting it at a really good time. We'll be doubling up with some local clubs as well, so it should be some good attendance. That one should be a really exciting tournament to fish.
And that's one of those places that every cast you have a shot at a 21, 22 inch green fish coming at you. It's like it's one of those type of fisheries that they're there, and you can hit them.
And those northern bass, they're built different. They're true footballs, and they fight, and it's a good time.
I know the ones I was catching were angry. There's no doubt about it. They had a beard and they were angry about it.
All
that
right.
was awesome.
Moving on, I guess we'll go on to the next tournament. That's going to be June 22nd and the 23rd, and it's going to be on Kentucky Lake. We really think that'll be a fun time to be there. Kentucky is rebounding. It's probably got a couple more years to go before it starts to get back to where it used to be, but it is definitely getting better, and there's some good bags being caught out of there. And, I think right there in that time frame should be really good fishing. Well, I think that for all of them, but we'll see.
Well, and this is this place has been the home of championship events over the course of, its history. And yeah, there was some spraying that took place umpteen years ago, killing off a bunch of grass, and it really put the ecosystem on its ear. We were seeing, results coming through on the boat side that were just not impressive at all. But in the last 5 years, you look at what it's been producing, and she's coming back with a vengeance. And dude, this is, I mean, Kentucky Lake. It's one of the nation's top, bass lakes out there over the course of the last, 25, 30 years that it's, had a lot of recorded information, seen on it. This is exciting. This is also the furthest east that we're going. We're hopefully
Mm.
we're going to attract a good group of some of those southeast anglers that see that on the deal and want to jump up and join in with us. That'll be exciting.
Yep, really looking forward to that one because I mean, like you said, Kentucky Lake is a legendary location. It's another one of those bucket list, places. If you haven't ever fished there before, you really got to check it out. Just the area around there too. The land in between the lakes is really beautiful. A lot of country, a lot of wildlife. It's an amazing place to visit as well as fish.
It is super cool the way it's laid out like that. When you drive across going, into the southeastern area there, you go across it twice, right? So
Yep.
it's really cool the way that thing is laid out. Should be offer a lot of different types of fishing there.
All right, moving on to July. We're going to be on the 27th and 28th of July. We're going to be back up at MINOCQUA, and we're going to do a road runner up there. It won't be quite as big as the boundaries were last time. We're going to simplify it a little bit, shrink it a little bit, but we're going back to MINOCQUA.
I think that's a solid move, man. Everybody that went up there fell in love with it. People that watched that didn't go were really wishing they could go. And also it pays some love to that northern, section up there, those
Yeah,
Minnesota anglers,
that's way up there.
Wisconsin. Yeah, it gives a chance for a lot of people that maybe can't make those Arkansas events. Maybe they can hit those up north. So that's
Yeah, and
super cool
have a chance at some of them legendary giant smallmouth that live up there.
for sure. For sure, it certainly produced those.
And then moving on to August, we're going to stay kind of up north, August 17th and 18th. Good old La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to head back there. I mean, La Crosse is always amazing. It's always a wonderful destination, and it's probably going to be on our schedule a lot. So if you haven't been to La Crosse, here's your chance. I don't know of any other national trail that's going there next year. So if you like fishing up there, here's your shot, August 17th and 18th.
And I want to make a solid point on that too. Is that there has been so much work, folks, going in behind the scenes by Josh, working with Steve at Bass and AJ at Hobie to assure that all of our schedules line up and we're not walking on any of their events or any of their areas. And they have been phenomenal to working with us in return. It's awesome stuff to see, the national, series out there working together to offer better opportunities, more opportunities for anglers to be able to get out and not walk over each other or step on each other's toes. That's awesome. That communication was super cool, man.
Yeah, and also on top of that, us cutting back on the number of tournaments we have made it easier to not have so many conflicts. And
Yep.
there are a couple conflicts in the schedule, but they are in like completely different parts of the country, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. I don't think so.
Right.
For the most part, we're pretty much conflict free. So that's something we haven't been able to pull off in the past, and hopefully we got pretty close this year.
That's super cool, man. That's encouraging too, because there's a bunch of guys that I have fished with on the bass side that I would love to have them come join us for a couple of these events when we get in their neck of the woods and just let them have a taste of what the All Americans like and step up there and and see this, and it certainly helps the series, helps the anglers. It's a good thing for everybody.
Yep, I'm excited to go up to La Crosse myself. I love going up there every year. It's one of my favorite places to go.
Oh yeah, lacrosse is awesome. I mean,
The food's great. The scenery is amazing. The fishing is amazing. I mean, you can get into a little honey hole up there, and it'll just keep reloading on you, and you can sit there all day and just hammer them. It's crazy fun.
Yeah, it really is. And it's, it offers, again, so many varied ways of how you want to catch them. You can. If you like river fishing on any level or backwoods, backwaters, LaCrosse is a bucket list destination.
Absolutely.
I'm going to throw out one big tip for you though that anybody from LaCrosse will tell you is the same thing: is don't bank on the smallies.
Nope.
You just can't on the river. I'll tell you that right now. If your game plan is I got a smallmouth bite, you're gonna be crying on tournament day.
It's really strange how different the two species bite up there.
Yeah.
You got to really do two completely different strategies if you're going for, either smallies or
Yeah.
largemouth.
I mean, you can catch them on tournament day, make no mistake, but where you think they're going to be, if I pre-fished all week and they were right here, they'll be gone on day one. I promise you.
Yeah.
They watch our schedule. I'm pretty sure of it.
All right. So
Awesome.
after LaCrosse, we're going to head back down south into Arkansas. September 14th and 15th, we're going to go to Lake Ouachita.
I have
And
never been to this one.
that is another one of my favorite destinations as well. The scenery is there. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's a beautiful mountain area. There's so many islands and different bluffs and rock places to fish, and it's a really unique fishery.
My understanding too is it's an awesome place to visit. So if you want to, bring the spouse with you on this one, might be a good place for that because there's a lot to see around the area. Is that true?
Yeah, they've got the like the diamond mine is not too far from there. You can go there and try and dig up some diamonds. They've got other like crystal mines down there. Hot Springs, Arkansas is not too far from there either. So it's in the middle of nowhere, but you don't have to go too far to get to a big city.
Nice. Very, very cool. Let's see. We do have a question that came in here. Let's throw this up here real quick. Question from Matt Collins: do any top finishers from last year qualify, like say top five for this year? And if so, what is the cutoff? Figuring out roll downs. So I think he's referring to possibly the um, top finishers from what, the classic? Or are you talking about top finishers from your events? Matt, if you can reply to that, kind of clarify that.
Yeah, not really sure either.
From the classic last year. Any top finishers from last year's classic?
The winners, they get a lifetime invite back. So if you've won the classic, you get to come back every year, no matter what.
Okay,
That's the only one we have written in stone.
gotcha. The other option, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, boss, is that if you place if in a top three of any All American you are qualified in, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The top three at every All American Series tournament, they qualify, and as well as the top 15 in final AOI
There
standings
you
too,
go.
just like a club. So that there's other ways you can get those roll downs in there. If you've got anglers in your club that have competed in the series and qualified, then they're getting a roll down right there.
Yep, yep. And Matt, get with me afterwards, and I'll help as you start coming in there. Any questions you have, Matt, just hit me up with them, and I'll if I don't know the answer, I'll pass them on, and we'll see. We had a guy finish fourth at the Classic last year. Was checking on that. I don't. Yeah, top three, I think, isn't it?
Yes, that's something we can look at for the future, but that's not anything we have written down yet. So I
Right,
guess the answer is no for now.
right. But stay in touch with me, Matt. We'll figure it out. We'll chat and we'll look because you also get roll downs for tournament directors of your
That's correct.
series. You can
Yep.
roll that down. So if they placed, you can roll that.
Yeah, they've also got the two tournament director spots that they can use any way they choose. And then you can also vote on a Sportsman of the Year award, and the sportsman can get in too. So that's actually three more spots you can get.
That's awesome. Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. So, Lake, and help pronounce this for me. Wachita? Is that how it's
Yeah,
pronounced?
yeah, and you missed an A, Ouachita, but
Ah,
yeah, like Lake Ouachita, right there in the middle of Arkansas. It's a big lake. It's It's kind of a pain to get around. There's not very many bridges. That seems like a weird thing to not have many bridges on a lake, but it's an amazing place to camp. It's an amazing place to visit, and I'm looking forward to going down there.
So
I might fishing.
From Little Rock, is that south of Little Rock? Where
Uh,
is it at?
it's basically west, a little west by northwest.
Oh, okay. So it's not even south of Little Rock. Okay, cool.
No, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves correctly, that it's Hot Springs and Little Rock are right there next to each other, and it's right to the west of Hot Springs.
Okay, very cool.
Right, Lake Hamilton's right in between there too.
Well, and one of the things, folks, going forward for 2024, what we're going to try to do is within the 2 week time frame leading up to each event, we're going to try to reach out to somebody at the parks, the DNR or the parks or the wildlife, somebody at the management side. That's who we're going to basically start touching base with, to basically get our info about the area. And so just be watching for those, so that way we can share a lot of cool information about the parks, about the water, the fisheries that we're going to be on, and the local areas. Because chances are the rangers are going to know, a ton about great places to eat, good camping, things of that nature, and they don't have a problem shooting you straight. So we'll gladly probably work with those guys as much as we humanly possibly can for each one of these events. All
All
right.
right, so that just leaves us with the championship that the top 25 are going to get into with no entry fee. That's going to be October 12th and 13th. It's going to be on Table Rock Lake.
Bro, if you were to make a Mount Rushmore of bass lakes in the country, you have to have Table Rock in the conversation. I mean, there have been so many major events and champions and legends born, made, and trafficked through Table Rock Lake. This place is unbelievable. I love going down to the Table Rock area.
Yep, it's another one of those lakes. It's a massive lake, tons, tons and tons of access points to choose from, and all different types of places you can fish, different styles you can fish. Cell service is great. Lots of lodging, camping. Branson's right there on the east side of it, so it's going to be a really good location for our championship. So I think that's a good central location. It's a great lake to have it on. It's a great time of the year to be on Table Rock.
That was the other thing, man. Getting down there in October, dude, if you want to see pictures, if you want to see scenery and just have your breath taken away when you're out in your kayaks cruising through some of those creeks, wait till you get down there in October. The area is just unbelievably just beautiful. It reminds you why we love being in kayaks so much when we're out there.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good
gorgeous down
point.
there.
It should be right in the nice colors of the trees and everything. Should be a really good time. And also kind of wraps our season up a little earlier than we're used to as well. So everybody can have room to finish up those championships with those other series.
And hunting, get
Hunting
hunting
season.
season
That's
is
right.
kicking in. Yeah.
We will not be interfering with hunting season at all this year. I've learned that lesson.
One of the other cool things, man, Branson is what my wife affectionately calls the old people's Vegas.
It is.
If you go in there, dude, there is the Statlin brothers are there, the Oak Ridge boys. I mean, you can see it all from at least my childhood growing up. Dolly
Yep.
Parton's got some amusement park down there.
And she's got the Dixie Stampede. It's a
Yeah,
show. It's a show and a dinner
awesome.
on a
Yeah,
boat.
man. There's the that is awesome stuff. I mean, kinda. I mean, it is. I mean, it's one of those things that it's kind of funny to talk about or to say, but it's like, you know what? That actually kind of would be cool to go check out and just see a little nostalgia,
Yep, that's
and,
right.
and check out. Plus, who am I fooling? I'm not 25 anymore. I like the Oak Ridge boys. Shut up. So we had another question come through here. 1 second. Let me clear this. And we had a question from Mr. Jacob Ruff, who asks, what's the latest we can contact you about Club AOI?
February 1st
February 1st. Okay.
is what I prefer. There's a little bit of leeway there, but if everybody can get everything to me by February, it makes my world a lot easier.
And there's no, I don't think there's any reason why people can't have their AOIs figured out by February. I mean, hell,
No,
heck.
I'm not going to have a hard deadline. If February 2nd rolls around and I don't have your roster, I'm not going to say you can't compete. Just try to get it there by then.
Rosters. There we go. I just posted February 1 for classic AOI rosters. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Good stuff. So yeah, man, that wraps it up. Table Rock, and again, championship is a no point game. Okay, it's just
Right.
cash
Money, money,
prizes,
money, money, money.
exactly, bragging rights, and a trip to end the season off and kick off. Send 2024 into the history books.
Yep. I think overall it's going to be a pretty good schedule. It's pretty balanced. There's basically 3 north and 3 south, and then you've got another one that's kind of central. So it's pretty balanced.
Roger that. So Bob says, "What's the schedule for a late guy?" The schedule is rewind the live video, watch it again.
I'll get a flyer posted up after we get off here.
That's right. That's right. Let's see here. Still allowing roll downs for Club 215 for Classic. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, Matt. We kind of just spoke about that. You got 2 tournament director positions, a Sportsman of the Year position that you can roll down, and then if any of your anglers qualified through the All American Kayak Series for the Classic, then you can basically roll those down too. And Maddie, just get with me, brother, and I'll clue you in if you have any questions on if somebody qualifies or whatever. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, man, 2024 is going to be big. Lots of cool stuff. The 1 2/3 day, I'm really excited about. Cutting off at noon. It's not 1.5. We're only cutting back like 3 hours. From the deal, 2 hours, 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
And so it is going to change some strategy, but the cool part, the one I cannot wait for, because I really am thinking, man, this is gonna. And some guys won't like it. I get that. Some guys don't like change, and we understand that. I understand that. But this is one of those things that give it a whirl, because it's going to be your 10 best fish, no matter what day you caught them, day 1 or day 2. So if you go out and drive the struggle bus on day 1, you wake up Sunday morning, bro, you still have a shot at not only cashing a check, but winning the whole thing if you go land in a nest of them and put your 10 up on the board. To me, that is going to be amazing. That is going to be, and it's still a 2-day strategy though that you got to, implore.
Yeah, it's definitely different and changes the game for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's same, but yet it's slightly different. And I think it's the right kind of slightly different that's just going to add for a ton of excitement and some nail biting, because after we black that screen off on Sunday, you seriously are not going to have a clue who your top 5, top 10 are going to be, because
Yep.
it could be anybody in there.
Yep.
That's awesome stuff, man. To me, that's better than a physical weigh-in. This is going to be a ton of fun.
Yep. You're never out of it. So you don't ever have to worry about, giving up or feeling that you don't have a shot, because now you always will have a shot.
Yep. One of the best pieces of advice I was given when I jumped from the boats to kayaks was 15 minutes. That's all you need to put 5 fish in the boat and on the score tracker, to fire them up on Tourney X. Is 15 minutes, is basically what you should count on. So if you, have X number of fish, it's about a 2-3 minute maneuver is all it's going to take. Some guys can be faster than that. Some guys are a little bit longer. But when you break it down like that, man, it's fish down to the last minute, because you never know especially what those extra points are going to do for you when it comes to qualifying for a no fee and, no entry fee championship at the end of the year. You want that top 25. You want every single point you can get.
That's for sure.
Exciting stuff. And on a personal note that I want to say, that I want to thank you, Josh, for number 1, the opportunity, but number 2, I want this to be known completely. While I am going to be, the talking head in a lot of these locations where we go, I will not ever be judging any of these events. Therefore, I will not have access to any of the judging for fishing on any of the All-American. That'll be done by Josh and the other team of individuals, which is going to allow me to be able to fish on Saturdays. Dude, that is exciting. I didn't think I was going to be able to fish at all on these things, but I'm going to at least be able to go out on Saturdays. Now, Sundays I won't be able to fish, but I'll at least have a shot to go out there and, try to see if I still remember what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah, I am ready to wrap this season up and go forward for next year. That's for sure.
Right?
I really think we're going to make a good turn with this.
For sure. And this season was one of those seasons that you try some things and, lessons learned is what it is. We'll brush it away and we'll bring and usher up. Now it's just going to take all of you guys out there in Anglerland to make that same commitment back. That come fish with us. Try an event when we get close to you and see if obviously we all know what budgets are, right? Time off is time off. No one's asking for anything unrealistic, but at the same note, come have an awesome opportunity with the All-American, and that way it helps us keep this thing trucking and available for all of us right here through blue collar America.
Yep, that's right. And membership is not required to compete next year. So anybody can come. If you just want to fish one tournament that comes in your backyard, that's fine. Members are going to be able to earn AOI points and then get a little bit of a reduced entry fee to each tournament, but it's not required. So if you don't want to pay that membership dues, you can still sign up and fish a tournament.
That's awesome stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that opens the door for a ton of people.
But if you do want to get in on that top 25 AOI race for that championship or for the AOI race, yeah, the membership is still required for that, like we have normally done in the past.
For sure. So Bill Sanders asked the question, what was the average entry participation for 2023? It was low.
It was terrible.
I
don't even want to talk about it.
Exactly. It was really low.
I'd say probably around 20. But, I mean, we dropped big time this year. So that's why we made all these adjustments to try and fix it and give it another shot next year.
Yep. And then Bill says, hope to get that up next year. That's exactly why we've made all these adjustments, Bill. We've listened to the feedback coming from all the anglers out there and tried to make adjustments where we feel that the desire was from the anglers. And then, of course, location is going to have a lot to do with it. Location and timing. We're going to these places at the right time, man. Okoboji, you know what that place can do. Kentucky in June. La Crosse in August. Heck yeah. Table Rock, October. Oh my God. It's going to be a ton of fun. That's going to be awesome.
Should be a good one.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, that's
out of the bag.
2024 schedule is released, and she is there. We'll have some fancy graphics, I'm sure. Neither Josh nor I can spell graphic design, but
right.
I think you do a better job than I do, Josh. I'll just tell you that flat out. I know some guys, but I don't like leaning on them because, I mean, that's their profession, So it's
right.
like I try not to be, hey, man, could you help me out?
Yeah.
We try not to do too much, but yeah.
We'll do our best.
Well, and we shouldn't be long now before Bass releases its schedule. Hobie will release its schedule. And then has KBF done anything yet? I don't know if they've released anything.
I don't know anything about KBF anymore, to tell you the truth.
Isn't that, I mean, that's a different podcast for sure, but wow.
I know, because when I first started fishing, it was everything.
Right.
And I mean, that was where everybody fished, was that trail series. But now I don't even hear about it. I don't know. I guess it's gone. Well, I don't even know if it's still there.
It was the founder of the feast, man. They put it on the block, and there's still some big names that are in there just from loyalty alone. But unfortunately, I don't know how you can repair from certain things, And so our sport is big, but yet it's small. And anglers have real good memories, man. They hold on to stuff.
Yes, they do.
quite a while. So we'll have to see. But at any rate, nevertheless, that's that leaves the door open for that third position here, and that's exactly what we're here to do. Is be that we'll be that little brother on the block.
Yep.
So. Well, listen, folks, make sure to get out, like all the pages with the All Americans. Stay tuned on that stuff. We got a lot of cool, more information coming down right around the corner here. We are about a week and a half, 2 weeks out right now for the championship at Felsenthal. If you haven't got signed up for Felsenthal, find a way, come on down, get involved. This is going to be awesome down there.
Yeah, if you plan on going too, I know we're not going to have a huge turnout down there, but if you do plan on going, go ahead and try to sign up early because that does affect other people. They see it and they're like, oh, okay, he signed up, I can sign up.
Yeah,
it's a domino effect, and then everybody sees, okay, well, he signed up, so now I can sign up, and then everybody signs up, and the quicker everybody gets signed up, the easier it is for us to get everything figured and calculated and all that stuff, and figure out how we're going to do things and make this last tournament work out.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, that's a very good point. I know personally know some guys that wait literally to like a day before or whatever to sign up, and it's like, dude, help us out here. Set that, if you can, please sign up as early as possible because that really, like you said, that helps the numbers, helps people make decisions if they want to drive that far for something like that.
Exactly.
So I can't wait just the fact that we're going to be the first kayak tournament ever on that body of water. This is super cool.
Yeah, I actually got the permit today in the mail, and it's also they approved us for our Roadrunner style launches like we're used to, but this is also the first ever tournament period where they've allowed a refuge wide launch. For
Right.
every other tournament they've ever had, they require everybody to launch from one boat ramp at a shotgun start. So we're the first permit that's ever been approved for a Roadrunner style launch, which is pretty cool too.
That is super cool. That explains why that guy was asking me about the permit of the CROSSE
Yeah,
launch up
because
there.
I had to get special approval from the district manager in order to get it to happen, and they approved it. So that's why he wasn't used to that because it's never happened before.
Right, right. Well, in most, boat tournaments all go from the same launch, so that's you
Yeah, I
know
think they have two ramps they have to choose from for down there. They can only launch from one of two ramps, and they have to designate which one that is.
we should do also coming up. We should do another just have you come on for 10-15 minutes and talk about boundaries there. Um, because it seems pretty cut and dry when you read it, but when I was looking at the map, even I was a little bit confused on the northern boundary up top on
Hmm.
where we can launch and can we travel further north, all that good stuff. We should maybe next week, next Monday, maybe we should visit on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Listen, folks, thank you guys so very much for tuning in live with us and all the comments from folks putting stuff in there. Thank you if you're watching this recorded. Hopefully this is exciting for you guys as it is for us. I'll tell you what, Josh, you just need a statue built in your name because we are aware of what you went through to get this schedule right. Folks, I'm telling you, if you've ever seen, someone trying to split an atom mathematically, that's what Josh's dry erase board looked like. Oh my gosh, it looked like maybe one of those episodes, where they're trying to figure out where all the murders are connected type thing. I was
Yeah, it was a heck of a process. It's not as easy as you would think it is. It's kind of a complicated process.
Well, especially when you want to do it right. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like you're trying to work with everybody else, not be a tool bag and just step on everybody else, that's out there. You're trying to get to these places at the right time so the anglers have the best chance to have an awesome tournament. That's not easy,
And keeping everything spread out so it's kind of an equal traveling distance for the average person.
right?
So there's a lot to go into it. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I think it turned out really well.
It did,
I
man.
feel I
I,
feel like it's a painting I just completed.
a Picasso for sure.
Let's hope so.
All right. Well, listen, folks, make sure to follow along with us out there. If you got comments, questions, feel free to hit us up and let us know because we're always here to try to answer the best we can out there. Likes, follow, subscribe, super, super huge. And tell your buddies about this. If you're on the fence, come fish with us, man. This is an awesome series to be a part of, and you will definitely have a good time. And the awards ceremonies, we're going to try to make those worth your while. Even if you didn't cash in, if you're not sure if you cashed in, stop on by. We're going to have hopefully we'll have some solid reasons. Plus, it's a great time to network with other anglers and pick up some tips here and there, or if anything, just shoot the bull and chew the cud with. That's right. I just dated myself with chew the cud. With other anglers and listen to their lies, see if they're any better than your lies. So we appreciate everybody out there. Tight lines, folks. Be safe.